Hey guys, I'm going to go over the Chapter 10 test review, and if you hear Baby Shark in the background, it's the only way I can try to get Wes to relax for a second so I could do this, so I'm going to do this review really quick. Alright, number one, we have a kite. Okay, and it says how many right angles are there? There are 0 right angles, okay? If this were a rhombus, it still obviously wouldn't have a right angle, but right angle, remember, you're going to see a little box if it's a right angle. This doesn't have it, okay? That's an obtuse angle. That's an obtuse angle, not a right angle. All right, now we have the triangle for number 2. This is an obtuse triangle, okay, because an obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle and 2 acute angles. Name the triangle, okay, like I just said. This has the little box in it, okay, which denotes that that is going to be a right angle. So a right triangle has 1 right angle and 2 acute angles. Okay, the next one, it said name the triangle, and it had a 30 degrees, an 80 degrees, and a 70 degrees. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. All 3 of these are less than 90 degrees, so that is an acute triangle. Number 5. We had an endpoint, an endpoint. Okay, when we have 2 endpoints, we know that that's a line segment. Remember, a line goes both ways infinitely. This one has 2 endpoints, so that's just the segment. Now, number 6, we actually have the arrows going both ways, so we know that that is a line. Now, the other figure for number 7. We have an endpoint, and then we have an arrow, which means it's going to go on forever this way. So when we have that, we know that that is a ray. Then we had an angle that looks like this. A, B. And I wanted you to tell me what kind of angle that was. This is an acute angle. Remember, less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. Number 9, again, we have a triangle with a little box in it that says that that is a right triangle. Okay, then we have a figure that looks like this. We had a little 90-degree box in the middle. It says what term best describes this figure? These are perpendicular lines. Remember, parallel, they're never going to intersect. Some of you put intersecting lines, and I obviously counted that, but these ones are it's special intersecting lines, perpendicular. Okay, Phil wrote the following date, 8/12/2020, and he said all the numbers he wrote had lines of symmetry. Is he correct? 2 does not have lines of symmetry, so he is incorrect. All right, number 12 says what kind of triangle is this? We have 3 angles less than 90 degrees, so that is an acute triangle. Number 13, we have a figure that looks like this. Well, whatever, you get the point. Parker, please don't bark. And it wanted to know about these 2 lines here. These are parallel lines because they're never going to intersect. They go on forever and they are never going to intersect. Here's one again, and we had problems with this on the quiz. The most missed question is classifying quadrilaterals. Most of you knew that this was a quadrilateral, 4 sides. Okay, most of you know that this is a rectangle, because it has 4 90-degree angles and it has 2 sets of parallel sides and 2 sides of equal length. So that's a rectangle. Most of you got that this is a parallelogram, which I spelled correctly this time. But we're forgetting trapezoid. We're forgetting trapezoid on most of classifying quadrilaterals. Remember, excuse me, anytime you have at least 1 pair of parallel sides, that is also a trapezoid. And most people are leaving trapezoid out on all quadrilaterals. But most of you got this question right, number 15. Lily designed a deck in her backyard that looks like a quadrilateral and only has one pair of parallel sides. Trapezoid. All right, number 16. How many lines of symmetry in a heart? You just have one, right down the middle. One line of symmetry. How many lines of symmetry are in this shape? Zilch. You can't, I mean, if you try to do it here, it's not going to match up because you have this top segment down here. And if you try to cut it in half here, you're missing the long bar of the F. So you have 0. Now we have a plus sign. The answer is more than 2 lines of symmetry. You have a vertical line of symmetry, you have a horizontal line of symmetry, and then you have your 2 diagonal lines of symmetry. So that's more than 2. Sorry I'm going so quick. Okay, then we have a shape for number 19. What is this? This is a ray. We have one endpoint. It goes on in infinite direction here, so that's a ray. How many acute angles are there on a right triangle? Well, you could have just drawn one. Okay, that one's 90 degrees, and then you have 2 acute angles. What sides are parallel? D, C, A, B. The real way to write this, we could say line AB is parallel, or line segment AB is parallel to line segment DC. Obviously, you can't do this, so I just wanted to know AB is parallel to DC, and then also AD is parallel to BC. This is the symbol for parallel. Couple more, 2 more. Number 22, we have the word dots. Which letter does not have a line of symmetry? Well, the D has a line of symmetry horizontally. The O can be all over the place. The T can be vertical. The S has none. So S is the word that does not have a line of symmetry. And finally, this is a rhombus, and I did this in a video when we did lesson 10.6 on symmetry. Remember, a parallelogram is not going to have any lines of symmetry, but a rhombus, since all the sides are equal, are going to have 2 lines of symmetry. I'm going to go turn Baby Shark off because it's slowly rotting my brain. Goodbye.